Dive into summer with Vizcaya swimwear. Stylish, comfortable, unforgettable. Make a splash with Vizcaya swimwear. Discover your beauty with Lady Code Cosmetics. Bold colors, flawless finishes. Unleash your confidence with Lady Code. Welcome, Sydney.
Hello.
So, welcome to Miami. How is Miami treating you so far?
Amazing. It always does. One of my favorite places on earth.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've been such a big part of your journey from day one because you came here to do your headshots, right? In January?
Yes, you have. And that was, we were recounting it earlier, but slightly a disaster. It took 4 to 5 different times to get my hair this dark, but we're finally here.
There's always a hair disaster when you're in Miami, I feel like. So
100%.
This time you also had another challenge.
Yes, we did. So a few days ago, my scalp was really itchy. I just got extensions for the first time, and I thought it was totally normal. And then I noticed some blood under my fingernails.
Oh my god.
And I had a hairstylist look at it, and she freaked out. I was like, oh my god, you need to get these out immediately. Obviously, I'm not home, so I can't get them taken out.
Oh my god.
But I had 2 other people look at them. We don't have to worry. There's not an issue. They think I just had a dry scalp and picked at it. It was all just a very overdramatic.
And that's okay. Whatever. It's always chaos with Sydney, but in a good way. It's always fun, right? Like there's never a dull moment.
Yes, always fun chaos, but definitely chaos.
I think so. I mean, speaking of chaos, you have a flight in like 24 minutes, so we're still here. But that's okay. You're committed to your title.
Absolutely.
So speaking of title, I want to know all about your pageant journey. So you're pretty new to pageantry and you already have a USA state title, which is major, and Indiana is a competitive state. So tell me all about that.
Yeah, so I got into pageantry several years ago. My first pageant was a cheerleading fundraiser pageant at my high school. It's called Calendar Girl. The first year I did pretty well. The second year I won it. And then I didn't do anything else with it. I did DYW as a senior, Distinguished Young Women. It's a scholarship program.
Is it like Miss America kind of? Or?
Yes. Okay. They don't call it a pageant. Scholarship program. But yeah, I won my county, went to compete at state. And then that's where I met my big and my sorority, my future big.
What sorority are you in?
I was in AOPI.
Okay. Was.
Yes, was. I'm not in one anymore. I'm old, but
oh, you graduated.
Yes.
You're forever.
Yeah, I guess I'm a forever, maybe. But anyway, so I was in college. She competed in the Miss America organization. Really wanted someone else to do this local because they needed 12 people. So she ended up talking me into it. We both ended up winning it and going to Miss Kentucky together.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Loved Miss Kentucky, loved my experience there, but I was like, yeah, pageantry's not for me. We're done here. Pack it up. Then I moved to Indiana. I didn't know anyone. And like 6 months after living there, I just felt way too comfortable. Mm-hmm. And everyone I knew was through work. So I was like, A, I need to know people outside of work. B, I need a distraction from work in a way. And C, I don't know, I just need to meet more people, try something new. Just felt a little stagnant. So I signed up to do Miss Indiana USA. Got top 10, top 15. I don't recall how many of us were in the top last year. And then turned around, did it this year, and won.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's like a pretty quick journey. Yeah. So this year coming into it, what did you do differently to win? Did anything change?
So actually, I left the pageant last year thinking, I think I can win this, but what I want to do first is take a learning year. Like, let's learn how to win this and then compete the following year and actually win it. And a few months went by, and as I was preparing, I just called my mom one day and I was like, no, Mom, like, if we think I can win this, then let's go and win it.
Wow.
And I would say the biggest thing was like I just changed my mindset and I put a lot of intention behind it and started moving with intention, and everything I did was super calculated on either how this could make me grow, how this could make me better, or to be honest, win or lose, I wanted to be memorable to the audience, people on social media, and the judges. So just keeping all of those things in mind with every decision I made the biggest difference.
So I feel like the first time you went into it, you were just there for fun, as a distraction from work, right? And to just like meet people and like work on yourself. And then you were like, oh wait, I placed in top, I could actually do this. And then you kind of came back for the crown and you got it.
For sure. And another thing too is it takes a lot to prepare for a pageant. So to do that while working full time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was like having 2 jobs. But the lesson I learned from it was like, you know, you can do both. And I was scared to tell my coworkers at first that I was competing in a pageant. I didn't want them to know. And somehow my director, so my boss's boss, she found out.
How?
I don't know. I had to be social media.
Wow.
But I didn't know that they followed me. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
She found out, and she comes into the office and she is like singing my praises. She's like, everyone, have you heard the news? Sydney is competing for Miss Indiana USA.
I would be like, let me hide under this desk.
I was so nervous. Well, because I thought, like, I work at a pretty big company. Like, I thought they were going to be like, no, like, you know, you're not.
Really?
But no, everyone was more excited than I was for it. And keep in mind, this is year one. Mm-hmm. And so once I like realized I had everyone's support, especially at work, I was like, you know, another reason I really want to win this is just to show people like you can do both. I feel like a lot of times women in the workplace, especially in corporate America, try really hard to put up this facade of this brand, this reputation that is perfect. I only care about work. Work
a little more masculine, like the opposite of pageants, a little bit. I mean, it does go hand in hand a little bit, but from the outside looking in, it's totally different.
And I think, and I think a lot of people have the misconception that you can't have any life outside of your work, even family. Like if, say you mentioned family is your number one priority in the office, I think a lot of people are scared they won't get a promotion or scared that like other people are going to rise up faster than them. And I think it's the exact opposite. I think when you have a healthy relationship with work, it means that something else is taking priority. And I discovered that through my little fun round one of Indiana USA. So then it just kind of became more meaningful and more motivating for me to win. Just so I could be like, you know, it's not the same as having a family. It's not the same as having a side hustle where I'm running my own business and working full time. But it is still something that's very time consuming, both mentally, physically, and like on my calendar. Like I think I slept like 6 hours during pageant prep season.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I mean, pageantry is a lot because like being a hot girl is a full-time job, right? Like nails, brows, hair, and then you have to like start over again, and it's like this cycle. Like just taking care of yourself is getting your beauty sleep.
Not to mention the workouts twice a day, the cooking because you don't want to eat out.
Oh yeah, and then the coaching, and like it's just there's so much, the appearances.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into it, but just I don't know, showing people that you really can do both. Like you can be successful with your career, and you can also do what you want and set goals and achieve them in your personal life was kind of something big for me. I didn't realize it until I competed that first time, and then I was like, okay, someone needs to do this for us, you know, because sometimes I think we get lost in it and just forget.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to out you a little bit.
Okay.
So in glam, you were like, I'm not a regular pageant queen. I'm a cool pageant queen, which you are. And you're like, I don't want to talk about pageants. And like, here we are like 10 minutes in talking about pageants. So I want to know, how are you the cool pageant queen? I mean, I kind of know already, but like share with our audience, like, how are you different? And what are you bringing to pageantry to kind of change that?
Yeah. Image? So anyone that knows me knows, I like to say I'm a walking train wreck.
Yeah.
It's a pretty disaster, but it is a bit of a disaster. And my social media presence was pretty big prior to winning. So right after I won, I really struggled because most of my social media content revolved around showcasing my chaotic mess side, just because it's funny.
Yeah.
And it's not what you would expect when you first see me. Like a lot of people see me and they're like, oh, she's going to be like type A, like walks a straight line, and I am the opposite. I am type B as they come. Planning is not my best quality asset skill. I don't know what you want to call it. And so I don't know, it's just funny, the contrast of what I look like I would be like versus what I'm actually like. And it did well on social media, but then now that I was a state title holder trying to win Miss USA, I'm like, I can't be acting like that online. Like they're gonna look at me and
But do you feel any pressure to like stay true to yourself?
Yeah,
you know, because like that is your personality,
right? And honestly, I went dark on social media, like
oh no,
because I didn't know what to post. Like I couldn't just fake it and be like, oh, la-di-dee, la-di-da. Like it just felt too inauthentic. Like that wasn't hitting for me. It wasn't up to my standards. So why would it be up to Miss Indiana USA, Miss USA, or my director's standards for how we should be running the brand?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, this isn't going to work. And then finally, one of my coworkers, she just called me one night and she was like, Sydney, I love you. But she was like, the reason that like pageantry isn't as relevant anymore is because a lot of people think as soon as they get a title that people care about them. And their content is very selfish and it's not relatable. and people are like, what's going on? And I realized my strength prior to winning was making people care.
This is so Sydney. That is such a Sydney moment.
Welcome to my life, everyone. But like getting that buy-in, because it's relatable. It's funny. The contrast of being a state title holder and also having a zipper pop open in the 4th of July parade is hilarious. Now, I will clarify to everyone, the parade was over when the zipper popped open. I did not flash anyone. But still, like, it got great views on TikTok because people think that kind of stuff is funny. Yeah. And so it's like, you have to be real and you have to be authentic. And if that is messy and a disaster and chaotic, then that's what it is. And that's what makes people care, though. Like,
yeah, and it's almost like you're like, I'm not gonna trade who I am for the crown. So like,
100%.
You know, as Sydney and Miss Indiana USA, you're like, okay, like I got this far, but I'm also gonna like stay true to myself, and I'm not gonna be this cookie cutter Miss USA, you know, like here with the straight hair.
Correct. And then also, I think my life doesn't revolve around the crown. So another reason why is I picked the USA system. So this is like, I don't know, there's so many different routes you can go in pageantry. Mm-hmm. And I think it's not a shocker that USA is kind of chaotic right now in and of itself. We have that in common. But I picked that route because I want my own women's workwear clothing brand. I think there's a gap in that market in terms of we don't have the women's equivalent to khakis and a polo. Mm-hmm. And just having something like that's a go-to, throw on, comfortable, almost like a work leisure is something that is so needed. So I'm working on that right now. It's on the back burner because of Miss USA. But this organization puts me in the right room with the right people to make that happen, whether that is branding experts, whether that's photographers, whether that's models, whether that is other people who can help me market this. Mm-hmm. So it just aligns perfectly with where I want to be, and win or lose, that's my end goal. Obviously, the Miss USA title would just kind of catapult me one step further closer to that. But even if I don't win, like I said, I've got the focus of being memorable in the back of my brain. Like, how can I be the one that they're like, oh, whatever happened to Indiana? Where's she at? Yeah. Just so that way people can, you know, come back and look and they're like, oh, she's selling women's workwear right now. What the heck?
You know what? I'm going to tell you something interesting that a national pageant director who is very big right now, it's not USA's director, but she's a national director. She called me on the phone one day and she was talking about her contestants and she was like, you know what? You don't want to win Miss USA. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, these girls don't want that. That's not good for them because once you win Miss USA, that's it. You're Miss USA forever and that's all you have. But if you look at the girls that placed or didn't place, but that were in her class, they're on TV, they have their businesses, like they're the ones that are actually thriving because they use their connections to get there. Mm-hmm. And it's like by not reaching your goal, it kind of fuels you to try harder for something else.
100%. And that's also why I like pageantry. So background story, I danced my entire life and I loved it because no one is ever perfect. There is not one perfect dancer. You can always be doing something better. And the same is to be said about pageants. Like, you and sales, that's why I like sales too. You can always be doing something better. And when you don't hit your goal, it's just twice as motivating to go gun for the long-term goal.
100%.
So like, obviously my short-term goal is to win Miss USA.
Of course.
Love nothing more. But my long-term goal is to launch my clothing brand. Wow. And win or lose, I promise you, I will be twice as motivated to get to my long-term goal.
Okay, so I'm going to let you choose what we're going to talk about next because I'd love to pick your brain about your clothing brand, but I don't know if you're ready to yet, so we can talk about your career if you want to.
We can swap over into career. I would love to chat more about the clothing brand, but like I said, I had to put that on pause for right now, so it's kind of sizzling on the back burner.
Oh, that's so exciting, though. I'm all about building businesses. So. Okay, so tell me about your career. You're in tech sales. What is that like as a woman, and do you feel like there's a disadvantage, and do you have to work twice as hard for half the credit?
Absolutely not. I think.
Okay, cool.
If you're stuck on a career choice and you're a woman, absolutely look into sales. Women, we naturally just empathize with people better. We have more social awearness than a lot of our male counterparts. Sorry to any men viewers. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to knock you down. But
it's okay. We don't have any. This is like a girl's place. We're safe.
We're just more personable, and that lands better. And it goes back to kind of what I was saying earlier about social media. Like, when you are relatable and you are authentic and you are yourself, people buy into you. And a lot of times it doesn't really matter the product you're selling. You need people to buy into you before they'll even hear you out on the product. And that's why I just love sales, is because for me, that's natural. I'm a natural people person, and that, I don't know, it just makes so much sense with what I do. It also makes so much sense being a title holder. Like, I don't know if you've ever read this book, but To Sell is Human is a wonderful book because sales shows up in every aspect of your life. So even if you don't plan to stay there forever, just getting 1-2 years of sales experience, if you're stuck and if you don't know what you want to do with your life, it can be so beneficial. You never know when or where you might need it, you know? And that's another thing too, is like career advice, specifically with upcoming college seniors. The job market is terrible right now. I learned that the hard way. And so people always ask me, like, what's your platform? What's your platform? And I like to call it my initiative, because I don't know. I don't really have like a
platform, but
it's not like a 501c3.
I like initiative. It's like you're actually doing something.
Exactly.
That's
like
really cool.
It's just something that came about naturally. My professors like observed my job. I don't even know what you want to call that. The process of me trying to get a job. And they watched me be a psycho. I got like 245 no's or something like that. It might even be more.
Wait, what?
Yes, and when I tell you, my grades were phenomenal. I was involved in everything under the sun.
Oh my gosh.
I had marketing experience. I had sales experience, all before graduating. And I still cannot find a job. And I'm like, what is the problem? And it's just that we are getting outdated. Not we, I'm old. But if you're in college, you're kind of getting outdated advice on how to find open roles. LinkedIn job boards, or what everyone thinks is where you should go look for jobs. And the truth is, like, 90% of those roles are not even open. It's just like kind of a open listing for a bank of people's information for them to reach out to when they are hiring.
Wow.
But nobody knows how to find actively jobs or companies that are actively hiring. And that's something that I do with my initiative. So my former professors will send kids over to me, and we typically just have like a 30-minute phone call. If they want to keep chatting and like kind of use me as a mentor, I always offer that. But a lot of them are like, wait, that was just a light bulb moment. Like, I get it now. Mm-hmm. So I think I've been able to help like 11 people get jobs, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in today's job market, it is a lot.
That's 11 lives that you've changed.
Yeah.
So that's actually amazing. Mm-hmm. And now I want you to help our audience with a little bit of advice. Okay, so if they're in the job market, like, what can they do to secure a job and set themselves apart?
Of course. I almost said obviously, but obviously, of course, both ways. So my number one tip is to get off the LinkedIn job boards. If you are looking for a job, go on to LinkedIn, search whatever it is. So for me, I would search sales, and then I would search the location that I want to work in. Indianapolis, Indiana. Search that just in the master search bar. It's going to pull up posts of recruiters, actual managers who are hiring on their team, all this stuff. And you get to go around the application process. You just reach out to them directly, and you get to ask, like, hey, are you still hiring for this? Hey, what kind of experience are you looking for this role? That is the number one way and the quickest way to find jobs that are relevant and what you want and the salary that you want. The next piece of advice is also on LinkedIn. I'm sure everyone's heard of SEO, search engine optimization. You have to run your LinkedIn profile the same way you would run a website, and under your experiences. So say you wanted to get a job in tech sales, for example, but you have no tech experience like in the industry, but you have experience. For me, I worked as a marketing assistant at a real estate brokerage, and I listed off all of the software and hardware that I used in that role. And that's how I got my job at Salesforce, actually. Salesforce.
Wait, you can't give away this advice for free. Hold on. I know. Wait, this is really good stuff.
A recruiter, after getting 250 no's, like the 5th or 6th largest software company in the world, reached out to me. A recruiter reached out to me asking if I would move to Indiana. And I was like, absolutely.
Wow. And it changed your life forever because
it did.
Like, then you did the pageant, and now you're here, you're going to Miss USA, you have your business starting up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it's actually like insane how all of that changed the trajectory of my life for the better, like, obviously.
So I want to know a little bit more about like what inspired you to start this brand, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Your women's workwear brand.
Well, so working in tech, we don't have a dress code, and that's like super nice. But I noticed when I wear joggers and a sweatshirt, which I do every day. If my coworkers seeing this, they're going to listen and laugh. But I look like a bum. Meanwhile, boys can wear joggers and sweatshirts, and it looks fine on them. But it's because women are expected to wear kind of more fitted clothing.
Yeah.
And then you can go to athleisure brands or athletic brands, and they'll have like one or two things you
But
can
they're
buy,
so ugly.
and it's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's like, if I want,
like it doesn't fit right.
Yeah, and it's like nothing that I would actually wear outside of work. So it's
Yeah.
like, why would I spend $200 on a top and bottom that's office appropriate and like fitted but athleisure and comfortable when I would never wear it outside of work? So that's what inspired this for me. And another thing that just kind of like served as inspiration. I don't know if you've heard of the brand Gold Hinge. Their CEO is also from Kentucky, moved to Indiana right out of college. Wow. It is like athleisure, but specific for golf. Anyways, I've always just kind of looked up to her. I don't know her. I'm just kind of like stalker of me, but
you're gonna be her.
Yeah, and well, her story and like, I mean, it's so successful. It's so incredibly successful, and I'm like, okay, she's just like me. Like, if she can do it, I can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. You know.
Well, give us the clip notes of her story.
Oh, I just mean like from. She's just like a sorority girl from Kentucky.
Yeah,
moved
self-made.
up to Indiana, and then was like working and was like, I think she was working in interior design actually.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that, but I think I saw that somewhere. And she was just like, I'm gonna start a clothing brand, and she did, and it is taken off. Like, it is huge.
Oh my gosh. I wear joggers to work. You saw me earlier, so that's probably why I haven't heard of it, because I don't need them. You saw me today in my juicy.
Well, hers is for golf. It's not really like for work.
Yeah.
It's more of like stuff that's appropriate for a golf course. She noticed there wasn't a lot of cute stuff for.
Ooh, I need to check it out. That's actually really cute.
Yeah.
And I just like the country club vibes, so I really need to look into that.
Next time there's a warehouse sale in Indy, let me know.
Ooh,
if you want me to get you something, because
yes,
I can get it for like $5 for like a skirt and a jacket.
Yes.
So their warehouse sales go crazy.
Okay, perfect. And how far along are you in the process right now? Like, do you have a name picked out? You don't have to share it right now, or?
It's kind of confusing because there is some legal behind it. So the name depends on what,
like a trademark.
Yeah, what we can get trademarked. I have two names that I love, but they are dependent on the trademark. So we shall see. But then other than that, we're just kind of working through, do we want to produce this ourselves? Do we want a white label? Do we want to do like seasonal drops? Do we want to do like just full stock at all times? So it's a lot of just like the big picture decision making, not down to the nitty gritty yet. And then my Q3, Q4 of being a title holder is what I've been calling it. So after Miss USA is when we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and actually get it like up and running, and ideally like soft launch to my friends.
Yes.
A month or 2 or 3 after Miss USA.
Okay, I'm really excited. I'm so excited for you. It's going to be so fun, because I feel like I'm going to be involved a little bit.
Yes. No, I need your help. Literally. I talk about mentorship all the time. Everyone needs a mentor. Yeah. It's like the most important thing ever. If you have a goal, is finding someone who's already achieved it. So I would absolutely love to pick your brain.
Yeah, text me on your flight home if you make your flight. Okay, because we need to wrap it up. You have a flight picking up right now. I know production's like, guys, she's got to go. Okay, so we're going to do this or that really quickly. Okay, so you're just going to give me 1-word answers. Okay. And then you can get on your plane. Okay, first one is confidence from the crown or from the career?
Oh, from the career. You have to have confidence to get the crown.
Love that. Blazer and heels or sneakers and strategy?
Sneakers and strategy.
LinkedIn post or Instagram reel?
Instagram reel.
Learn through failure or ask for help early?
Both. If you're too scared to try, you're never going to learn anything. But you also should always ask for help. I love asking people for help. I love when people ask me for help too. Yeah. Group coaching call or one-on-one coffee chat? I am a fan of one-on-one. I kind of get shy in a group.
I get shy too. It's so weird, especially on a Zoom call when they're like, introduce yourself and like share your life story. I can't. I get really shy.
I agree. And I think that was a tongue twister. I think if it's in person, that's a wildly different ballgame. But there's something about Google Meet with a group that's so intimidating. It's like
so intimidating.
No one wants to talk.
No one wants to be there. They're bored. Like,
people got their camera off.
I know. I'm like, I don't know who I'm talking to. I can't see faces.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'm not a fan. No virtual calls for me. I'm not a fan.
Sleek jumpsuit or bold power dress?
Both.
You can't. It's this or that, Sydney. Like, you a free pass on the other one.
Okay, I don't know, jumpsuit, I guess. I got long legs.
I love a jumpsuit. Closet full of neutrals or pops of color?
Pops of color.
Yes.
I couldn't stand when the, what was it called? The minimalist capsule wardrobe. When that became a trend.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, when is this going to stop? Like, TikTok, please get this off my feed.
Clean girl and old money. I'm like,
oh yeah, clean girl, old money, and capsule wardrobe were 3 trends I am over.
I know. I'm a maximalist.
Yes, the definition of, honestly, borderline hoarder.
Oh my gosh.
We really gotta wrap up, you guys. I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna, you know what? They can get to know you on social media. So where can we follow you on Instagram?
At Sid Shrews on Instagram and TikTok.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much
for Miss IN USA too.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Get on your flight. Love you so much.
Yes,
and I'll see you probably next time. I know you'll come back.
Of course. Yep, I'll be back.